Hello, thank you for joining us here on Radio Biafra this beautiful morning. So I say good morning, good afternoon, and good night, depending on where you are joining us from. Today is the 24th day, of June 2024. And the time now is 3 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. Therefore, it is time for sunrise on Radio Biafra London. My name is Mazi Sochima Mbanali, and it is an absolute pleasure to be with you here every morning from 5 to 7 a.m. Biafra time. Our religion is Biafra, and we worship here on Radio Biafra. This is where we conscientize ourselves. This is where we motivate ourselves. You can join us on FM radio at 102.1 FM. 102.1 FM on the radio, and you will be able to listen to us. We are also streaming live on satellite. We are live on satellite and on various apps such as Radio Biafra and IPOB Community Radio. Therefore, just go to your app store and you'll be able to download these apps very, very easily. You'll be able to download these apps very, very easily. And the apps are IPOB Community Radio and Radio Biafra. IPOB Community Radio and Radio Biafra. We are also streaming live on our website, ipob.org, ipob.org, and radiobiafra.co, ipob.org and radiobiafra.co. We are also streaming on Facebook. We are streaming live on Facebook this morning, actually on various Facebook platforms. Such platforms are Radio Biafra, on Facebook, Radio Biafra, and Sunrise on Radio Biafra. So there is absolutely no reason why you cannot be part of this program this morning. There is no reason why you cannot be part and parcel of this program this morning. Therefore, I call on you to ensure that not only you are part of it, but that a lot of people around you, people that you want a better life for, are part of it. So this beautiful morning, let us ask the Nigeria government, how did they bring in Mazi NnamdiKanu, since the court has refused to do their job, since the court has refused to ask that question? Let us ask the Nigeria government how they brought in the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Onyendu Mazi NnamdiKanu. Today, let us go ahead and ask Nigeria government this question. How did they bring Mazi NnamdiKanu to court? Let's listen to what the Interpol said about this case.
I don't want to talk about issue of Kanu, who brought him back to Nigeria. I'm not aware how he was brought back to Nigeria or how he came into Nigeria. Interpol is not aware. We stated this long time ago, and we made it categorically clear. So it's not a question. There are what we call police-to-police relationship. International police cooperation. Another police, it does not necessarily bring Interpol.
Okay.
If one police and another exchange a suspect is running from them, they can have an international police cooperation that out of the scope of Interpol.
Okay.
However, if a notice is given to an individual, like blue notices, when the inmates in Kuje prison escaped,
yes,
we did a biometric capture of those suspects. And we shared it with international communities. We shared it with our law enforcement agencies. Many of them were reapprehended because we have their biometrics. Now, in the issue of red notice, where a red notice is issued under the federal court that issued that notice of arrest, that is warrant of arrest for such international.
Yes.
It will go to the Interpol, we'll process it, we'll look at it, we'll look at the charges, and then we will issue a red notice.
Okay.
On that red notice, we bring back the culprit to face justice because all the 196 countries will be looking for that individual.
We would sincerely like to thank you, retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Garba Umar, who is currently the Vice President of Interpol Africa Region. Thank you, sir, for coming on the News Hour.
Thank you for having me.
So, Nigeria government, this is a comment from Interpol, and they made it clear that they are not aware of how Mazi NnamdiKanu was brought into Nigeria. So, I'm asking the Nigeria government then, how did you people bring Mazi NnamdiKanu into Nigeria? We are now doing the work of the judiciary, the Nigeria judiciary. I guess we are now doing the work of the Nigeria judiciary. How did you bring Mazi NnamdiKanu into the country? How? This man, the Interpol man, explained something. He said it can also be done police to police. That is, Nigeria police can collaborate with Kenya police in order to arrest somebody and bring the person. But the case of Mazi NnamdiKanu is not arrest, because if that was the case, then why is it that they have not been able to tell people or bring out the warrant of arrest, the documents that they used in order to arrest him? Because you cannot arrest somebody without showing a court-ordered document. You must go to the court, bring a document from the court, a warrant of arrest, to serve on such a person. Unless such a person was involved in you found the person in criminal act, then you can arrest it. But if this is a collaborative effort between Nigeria and Kenya, then let them show us how it happened. Let them show us how it happened, because the clear picture is that Nigeria government went to Kenya, abducted Mazi NnamdiKanu, subjected him to 8 days of torture, and brought him to Nigeria. They went to Kenya on June 19, 2021, abducted this innocent man who committed no crime known to the law. And then they forcefully brought him into Nigeria. And since then, they have been playing their games using their court. And their court has been a party to it. The Nigeria court has been a party to this injustice, this grave injustice. What has been happening in Nigeria is judicial fraud. It is judicial fraud. And Britain has not been helpful in any way towards their citizen. Actually, Britain, I can stand here and accuse Britain of being a part of whatever happened to Mazi NnamdiKanu. His abduction. His abduction. How is it that a British citizen was arrested, abducted actually? Forgive me for that mistake. He was abducted without Britain being aware of it, without Britain mounting their own investigations to find out exactly what happened. For 3 years now, without Britain mounting any sort of investigation to find out exactly what happened. And before they did that, they knew that the court has no authority. They have stripped away every authority from the Nigerian court. The former Attorney General of the Federation was part and parcel of those who planned and executed the extraordinary rendition of Mazi NnamdiKanu. The entire Nigerian system has no respect for their own law, because even the law itself, those who are supposed to make the laws, those who are the right people, the people who make the laws, they have no respect for their own laws. How then do you think that others will have respect for your law? How is that possible? The stand of IPOB is the unconditional release of Mazi NnamdiKanu. Mazi NnamdiKanu has been held unlawfully by the Nigeria government since June 2021. This is the third year. This June makes it 3 years since the abduction and extraordinary rendition of Mazi NnamdiKanu to Kenya. As a matter of fact, by this time, 3 years ago, he was undergoing torture in Kenya at the hands of Nigeria government. By this time, 3 years ago, he was undergoing severe torture in the hands of the Nigerian government in Kenya. Now, despite the rulings of some courts in Nigeria, various courts ordering the discharge and acquittal of Mazi NnamdiKanu, the Nigeria government, they have refused to obey such instruction. What is happening to Mazi NnamdiKanu is persecution. What is happening to Mazi NnamdiKanu is government persecuting him. The Nigeria government is persecuting him, an innocent man. Nigeria is not a place where human beings are supposed to live. This is a farmland. And therefore, the Nigerian government, they do whatever they want to do. They are not interested in any sort of change. They are not interested in any sort of change, any sort of advancement. They are not interested. Because if they were interested, they would not have abducted Mazi NnamdiKanu, a man who brought a solution to the Nigerian problem. A man who brought a solution to the human rights abuses. A man who brought a solution to the political instability, to the economic mismanagement, to the ethnic tension, to the corruption. They have refused to obey their own laws. Rather, they continue to subject this innocent man to torture, both physical and psychological torture. The solution that Mazi NnamdiKanu presented to the Nigeria government is a United Nations supervised referendum for the indigenous people of Biafra to decide our fate. This is as indicated in the United Nations Charter, which Nigeria is a signatory to. But Nigeria went ahead to not only break their laws, but break international laws when they abducted this man. Therefore, this is why I always say that the international community have a responsibility to hold Nigeria accountable. They have a responsibility to hold Nigeria accountable. A responsibility that they have failed to do in 3 years. in 3 years. Our stand is the same, the unconditional release of Mazi NnamdiKanu. So this morning we will have a conversation around it. I am sure since the last court case, a lot of opinions have been going around. So, and I did notice from yesterday that we have a lot of opinions and a lot of strong feelings towards this matter. Therefore, the line will be opened shortly so that we can have a conversation, so that you can call in and be opinionated. It is very good to be opinionated because it gives you an opportunity to not only learn but also to teach. Gives you an opportunity to teach somebody what they did not know. And the court case just a few days ago, a lot of people have ideas, a lot of people have problems, a lot of people have solutions. So when the line is open, you can call in and present whatever you have. Perhaps somebody will, if you have a problem, perhaps somebody will bring a solution. Perhaps if you have a solution, there is somebody who needed it to solve the problem that they are having. So let us listen to what Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu said about Nigeria and our relationship.
There has been a lot of destruction, a lot of suffering. At the end of the war, a policy of no victor, no vanquished was established. But it remained for this to be put into practice in real terms. The Igbos, as I saw them on my return, would seem to suffer some disabilities still. In fact, those disabilities they see as punishment, continued punishment for participating in the war. And in a country where we're all striving to forget the past and move forward to a brighter future, this constant reminder, this constant punishment, this constant reproach inhibited the evil through participation in Nigerian body politic. They would like to feel that in Nigeria they could aspire to any position. They would like to feel that there are no limitations to their contributive capacity in Nigeria. They would like to feel that they could be appreciated fully in Nigeria. They would like to feel that they could be honored in Nigeria for their contribution. In short, the Igbo would like to feel that one day an Igbo could become president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
So this was years ago, a long time ago, telling you what precipitated into what you have today. What you have today. They punished us for standing up for ourselves. And they keep punishing us for standing up for ourselves. You stand up for yourself, you become punished. You say, nah, you are now a bully. And you stand up for yourself, the bully says, oh, so you want to teach others how to stand up to a bully. Then the bully targets only you and makes the others feel like, hey, nah, today is your Christmas. Today is your Christmas. Today, you don't have any problems. And the others, out of fear, are saying, nah, let them just focus on that guy. Let them focus on that guy Let me breathe a little bit of air. Let me have some time to survive. Not necessarily because they hate that guy, but because they themselves are suffocating and are foolish. Are suffocating and are foolish. It is foolishness that will make an ordinary Nigerian who has nothing, no Igbo man has done anything bad to you, but you just hate him. You hate him for no reason. You don't even know any reason. You have no understanding of your reason. You just, he's an Igbo man, oh, he's an Igbo woman, oh, and that is it. It is foolishness. So you see this bullying the Igbo people. Because the Igbo people stood up, they saw the injustice that Nigeria government is meting out to you. And they said, enough is enough. And the bully said, no, you cannot tell me when is enough. Because if I let you stand up, it means I'll lose my power. You know, a bully is afraid. That is why he's a bully, because he's afraid. He's afraid of what you may become. He's afraid of what you will, not even may, become. Hence, the UK Prime Minister said that they are afraid of what Biafrans will become, especially in a world where there is Russia, in a world where there is Japan, which means we can easily find resources, and not only resources, but people who we can learn from in order to advance ourselves, take ourselves to the next level. And these people do not want the black race, African people, to have any sort of development. They do not want Africans to have any sort of development. And just like Nigerians watching Igbo people being plundered, being killed, and they are quiet, the same way that Africans are watching Nigeria go to shit and they are quiet. And guess what? Nigerians are suffering the same fate, if not worse, than what Biafrans are suffering from. Nigerians are suffering even worse than what Biafrans are suffering from. Whether Yoruba, whether Hausa, suffering from worse than what Biafrans are suffering from. And today I want to mention one very, very wicked act that I noticed yesterday against a Biafran. And it is the case of the burning of, what's the name of this church again? Christ Embassy in Lagos. Look at how your mates are dealing with you. Just look at how your mates are dealing with you, Igbo man, Igbo woman. Look at how your mates are dealing with you. This is why I keep saying here, they don't do any threats. They go carry out their missions. They go do what they want to do. Look at how they burnt the church of Oyakelome in Lagos. They burnt his church. Christ Embassy, isn't it? How many Yoruba churches are in Biafra land? How many Yoruba churches are in Biafra land? All our people do is just make mouth, make noise. But their churches, they are burning yours. Why do you think they are burning yours? Why do you think that is the case? Why do you think they are burning yours and they want theirs to stay? Why is that? They know what they are doing with. Excuse me for that. We had technical issues. They know what they are doing with the churches. They know. You think they don't know? They know. They know what they are doing with their churches. And all you can do is scream, all you can do is shout. Some of your people are even fighting and saying, no, they are afraid to be recognized for who they are. For who they are. They are even afraid to be recognized for who they are. They are burning your churches. And Chris Oyakilome said, we'll build a better one. Yeah. He should build it all across Yoruba land, all over Yoruba land. But the thing is, whether he builds it all across Yoruba land, is he inculcating the same mental, is he having some mental impact that somehow affects our own nation, that advances the cause of the Biafran people? The way they are using their churches to advance their own cause, telling your people in Winners Chapel not to be part of their own liberation, their own freedom. They ask you, come to church for liberation. But and after all the liberation they've been doing on you, you are still going through the same problems. Because they don't have solutions to your problems. They are part of the problem. They are part of the problem. I will defend the Church of this Christ Embassy. I will defend it. Yeah, especially when it's attacked by foreigners. I will defend it. I, as an Igbo man, as a Biafran, I have the right to attack it. If it is in Biafra land, if it is not going according to the betterment of the Biafran people, I have the right, not an outsider. When an outsider attacks my brother, I rise up to defend him. But I can attack him and I say to my brother, nah, this thing is wrong, and if you continue doing this, nah, muna gigeti goku no futrauza. Muna gigeti goku no futrauza. We must defend our own, especially when attacked by outsiders. We must learn to defend our own, especially if they haven't done compared to what these people are doing in our land. And their churches are standing. Their churches, are they not standing? Winners Chapel, are they not standing? What's the name of the other ones? Redeemed. These are people who helped enthrone this government that you have today. The former president, vice president of Nigeria is from there. He's a senior pastor in one of those churches, Redeemed, I think. Where are those who say, oh, we belong to Christ Embassy? Where are they today? Where are they today? Their churches are being burnt. Where are they? They are sleeping. Are they defending their pastor? Are they asking questions? Are they rising up to the occasion to say enough is enough? This is why we tell you that church is you see these churches, it is a problem. I'm not mincing words. It is a problem. Something on its own cannot be a problem. It is how do you use it? How do you use it? And the usage of churches in Nigeria is as a result of the people who brought it in. Those who brought the church to you, they brought it with the idea that the way they want you to use it, to your own detriment, to your own destruction. Only you will benefit. Only you will benefit. And others will be having problems. Others will be having problems. And today I read a news June 21st or 20th that the EU in Nigeria visited Abia State. They visited Abia State. I'm not sure if they saw I don't think they saw the road blockades by the Nigeria Army. And on their Twitter handle, they said, "Great EU mission to the Abia State, scoping potential for electrifying health facilities with solar energy, boosting overall clean energy generation with small hydropower, and circular economy investments, turning waste into wealth and energy." That is a good development. That is a good development. They should also look at the issue of insecurity. Investment is good. Very good, very good. People need to live like human beings. People need to live like human beings. Electrifying health facilities with solar energy will go a long way. That is wonderful. I am asking them to look at the issue of insecurity created by the Nigeria Army and lend their voice to ours. The world is no longer what it used to be. The world is no longer what it used to be. And by this, I am talking about what happened. Yes, somebody made a call yesterday asking the difference between the position of Aloy Ejimako and Ifeanyi Ejiofor. And I did explain, but today I think that provoked the conversation that we should be having today. The conversation that we should be having today. I think that provoked that conversation in my mind, because since yesterday I just couldn't help but have that conversation in my mind about the responsibility of these two lawyers. And you'll find out that Ifeanyi Ejiofor is IPOB's lead counsel. One of our lawyers, the person that is leading our lawyers. Whereas that is IPOB's lead counsel, the lawyer of IPOB, putting it simply. Now, Ejimako does not work for IPOB. Ejimako does not defend IPOB. Ejimako has no connection with IPOB. So, especially, I needed to say this, especially for those who understand what Ejimako has been doing and seeing it as working against IPOB. I have seen it long time ago. I have seen it long time ago. Not just from one direction, not just from the direction of pushing for bail when already the court has already discharged and acquitted the man. Pushing to classify IPOB as a terrorist organization when he was equating the terrorism of the criminal in Finland as committed by IPOB members. So his crimes are there, his sins are there for everybody to see. He has no relationship with IPOB. And this is why when you go back to the press releases made by IPOB leadership concerning him, warnings that has been given to him, telling him to stay away from commenting on anything that has to do with IPOB, because he does not represent IPOB. Such a lawyer cannot stand in the circle of IPOB. So you must understand it. And so many people are so frustrated by him that the only people that they can call upon is the IPOB leadership. That is well understandable. I mean, that is why you have leaders. So that when you have problems, you call on them. You say, nah, this is the problem I'm having. How? Please solve this problem. Not even how will you solve it, but please solve this problem. But when you are calling on IPOB on such matters, it is best you direct your problem to where the foundation, where it is emanating from, so that the solution can best apply to it. For instance, Ejimako has nothing to do with IPOB. Yes, he's defending the leader of IPOB, Mazi NnamdiKanu. But he's not defending the leader based on the capacity that he's working for IPOB. Remember that Mazi NnamdiKanu has a family. You remember that he's also an individual who came from somebody's stomach, who came from somebody, from a family, from a people. And those people also have a relationship with him. So alloy is from there. That is from the relationship. But you know that this case is not a family case. You know as much as I do that it has nothing to do with family. This is not a case where a family lawyer is brought in to answer questions or to defend, because the family lawyer will mess things up. This is not one of those cases. This is not one of those cases or situations. Somebody's family can do whatever they want to do, whatever they can do for their own interest. Because they are not, it is not IPOB that they are defending, it is themselves. So sometimes a family can say, even if it doesn't matter how far we'll go, let us get this done. And there will be consequences and people will face that consequences. Some people might be hurt on the way. Just like the actions of Ejimako has been affecting a lot of IPOB members. People are hurt as a result of his actions. Excuse me. So direct your call for his resignation to the family, to Mazi NnamdiKanu's family, to Mazi NnamdiKanu himself and his family, Kanu and the rest of them. They are the people who brought him in. The lawyers of IPOB have already finished their job. IPOB has already done its job. The Nigeria government said, come, let's go to court. IPOB said, but you do not follow court process. You don't even obey the court. You went to Kenya, abducted a man without going through the court. You hate the law. You hate anything legal. Nigeria despises anything that goes straight the way things are supposed to go. That is what IPOB said. You don't even trust the courts. So why are you asking me to come to the court? And then IPOB said to the world, okay, just keep watching. We told you that Nigeria has no respect for their law. So they went with them. And in the court, Nigeria failed. They kept failing, they kept failing, they kept failing. They failed and failed and failed. And after failing, they said, oh, let us start it again. IPOB said, no, we are not here for a joke. You failed in your own court. Your own court caught you and said, no, you are wrong. Leave this man. This man must go. And you are saying, oh no, let us start again. No, that is what IPOB is saying. Get out of the way. Your own court has already condemned you. What else are you looking for? But there is something about the zoo government that I also want you to understand. You see what is happening today? If let me say this, I think this is important for you to hear. The zoo government knows that they are wrong. They broke their law. They know that as long as you are consistent, as long as you stand on the dictates of the organization, as long as you are not fragmented into individualism, which is what the lawyers of Mazi, this family lawyer of Mazi NnamdiKanu has come to do. They have come to fragment the defense of Mazi NnamdiKanu as an organization and bring individual defense. That is family defense. That is Mazi NnamdiKanu's personal lawyer's defense, not an organization's defense, because Igwebuike, therefore trying to take away his power from him. So the Nigeria government, they know that as a unit, they cannot do anything. But if they are able to fragment you, to break you down, just like they did in 1970 when we started everybody in different directions, looking for money, looking for this and that. That was why they said, no, let's go back to court. Knowing that you have already won. Knowing that it is foolishness actually for you to actually go back to court and waste your time again when you know clearly that the Nigeria government Mazi NnamdiKanu have no case to answer. So, but the point I'm trying to bring out here is that even though they know that, like they say in the church, Father so sopre, ọ ga-ala na amen. Ichere ya na amen. O socha ihe niile ma mgbe ọ na-asụ, mgbe ha na-asụ Italian language. Ke ihe na-akpọ ya. Mami ha na-akpọ their language. Anyway, I won't my language, so I don't really so ha sụcha ihe niile ha na-asụ Latin, sụọ ya, ichere ha na amen. Ịchọghị ịma ihe ha sụrụ. Ichere ha na amen. So they know Nogala, as long as they have been unable to break down IPOB and to fragment IPOB, that na Ogala na round table and our freedom. So now, for them to ensure na ihe gara according to their plan, they now are trying to bring up representatives for us. Haji with the criminal in Finland, they use the media in order to put him as an IPOB member. In order to put him not even as an IPOB member, but as the leader of IPOB. Imagine the foolishness. So, and that was not the only thing they did. Because they want it to be favorable to them. That is how Ejimako came in. I am telling you, that is how and why he came in. So that if Nigeria government say, like they are now saying, let's have a conversation, that let it not be that maybe our lawyers will now represent, or this or that will represent for any conversation. But the truth of the matter is that IPOB understands, and we've already told you these things before. The only conversation we are ready to have is towards a referendum. And IPOB has already given conditions for that. So we've been ready for a conversation. But it's not to the freedom of Onye Nduma as in NnamdiKanu. No. Because why would you have a conversation concerning his freedom? So that they tell you, you stay in Lagos or you stay in Abuja, you will not address people. When you committed no crime, what foolishness is that? What foolishness is that? You committed no crime, and Nigeria will now, like that bully, the bully will now force you to react in a way, oh, come on, go and sit down there, and you sit down when you committed no crime. Because you are now afraid. You are now afraid. And so what I'm trying to say in essence is, this has always been the way the slave traders, those who came and sold your ancestors as slaves, do. They want to always make a king for you. Make somebody a ruler for you. Make somebody a representative for you. Somebody who will speak for you. They want to be the one to impose leaders for you. And you can see that they have been doing it for a long time. And that is why they want to impose lawyer on you. Somebody that will speak for you. Somebody that will say, all those crimes, now we. Not them, not even we. Because he will just like he did. Ọwọgbara ha isi onwe ya sị mba na ọwụ ha na Ekperima. After communicating with Ekperima, he would come out and say, ha na Ekperima. In fact, if there should be any conversation, it should be Nigeria government begging and asking we know that we went against the law, but you people should not take it to heart. Give us safe landing. That is the conversation that I expect. That is the conversation that I believe when the conversation about freeing Mazi NnamdiKanu should be having. That is it. Nigeria government is the one that committed criminal actions. They are the ones who are supposed to be begging. They are the ones who are supposed to be saying, so anybody telling you that Mazi NnamdiKanu is seeking political solution, ignore such a person. That Mazi NnamdiKanu is asking for this and that to come out, that is nonsense. Even Mazi NnamdiKanu said it in court. He said it. Now, he's the one quoting. I did not quote. Did he not say it? He said he is the one. Now, Ejimako wonye neku. When Ejimako took words from his mouth, he ended the conversation by saying that this is according to him. He did not ask for any kind of a solution, any kind of conversation for his freedom, because he committed no crime. He committed no crime. And therefore, there is also something important. No matter them trying to force leadership on you, you are a Biafran. Let me tell you something. Something very important as well. You know, something that starts with you does not necessarily have to end with you. When you approach things with that perspective, you get it wrong. Ojukwu knew this. Ojukwu knew this. And not even only that Ojukwu knew this, Philip F. Young knew this. our ancestors who created this Biafra that we are fighting for today, thousands of years ago, they knew this. They knew it. If not, why would you start something that will end with you? Where's the legacy? Where is the legacy? That is why Onyendu said, this Nigeria have taken us 3,000 years back, because the people who started this progress are not even here. So sometimes you start something that does not necessarily have to, end with you. In life, sometimes we embark on journeys or initiate projects that begins with our individual aspirations, that begins with our intentions. However, sometimes, I'm sure it's something that is very, what's the word to use? Very exciting, very charming, captivating. When you see that something can start with you, but unexpectedly it evolves, it grows into something your even dreams were not as big as that. It grew to that point. Grew to that point and take you down the paths that you never imagined. Have you ever embarked on a journey, for instance, a business venture that you thought, let me just go and put hand here and see. And then you go there, you now see opportunities. I'm just using that. I know a lot of people, especially going through poverty, will not have such an experience. But I just have to use that because I'm sure it's one that is very easier to understand. So you find out that, there are so many opportunities. You start now, like Igbo people, calling your brothers, this business gakwa go. Everybody is surprised. Serious. It takes you down the path that you never imagined. This Biafran struggle is a clear example of this phenomenon. It is a clear example of this occurrence, this spectacular occurrence. Those who 1967 said, you know what, let us defend our lives. They never thought, I'm sure they never thought that today we will continue that fire burning. Especially when they were surrendering, some of them were, nah. That was why some killed themselves, because they could not understand how they could not achieve it. And that is why we keep telling you today that this is not something you put a time on. This fight is not one you put a time on. And Philip F. Young knew that. That was why he said, if you don't treat these people well, their children will rise up. Because you are a Biafran forever and ever. It doesn't matter what is going on, whether good or bad, you are a Biafran. You are a Biafran. So today, those who kill themselves, they could not see a future for Biafra. But today, it is happening. Today, you have a leadership that you gather under. Mazi NnamdiKanu came, our savior, opened our minds. And before he did that, he said, how am I going to do this heavy job? You've heard Mazi NnamdiKanu speak about the job, the Biafra Restoration Project. He defined it as the hardest job on earth. The hardest job on earth. And what is happening today? Be reminded of what Mazi NnamdiKanu said. Be reminded of what he said. The hardest job on earth. It is very hard when you know that this is a case that IPOB is defending, but there is one person, and you see that this person is creating problems, but Onyendu is leaving him there, and you are wondering why. My friend, If you want him to be removed, go to the man who kept him there, not IPOB, and ask him. Because he might have his reason that in the next, when all of this is done, you now go back, you say, oh, this man saw what we could not see. So, but if you want to see what he's seeing, go to him. Go to the family, those who have kept him there. Those who have kept him there to act in ways that are not in line with our objective. Go and ask them. They are the ones who are responsible for him. If his family today should say, nah, we no longer need you again, you have messed up not only the family name, because that is what he's doing. He's messing up the family name. You have messed up not only the family name, but you have messed even the what is that word? The trust of the people. You are messing it up. Then it will be the end of it. That will be the end of it. So in the 1960s, this struggle began, this particular one, because the people aspired to be better, because the people aspired protection, because people aspired not to die of hunger, not to be starved to death. And therefore, Nigeria said, nah, we will deal with you. Became that bully. We will deal with you. But our desire to liberate ourselves from the shackles of slavery that the Nigeria enforces. Nigeria enforces slavery. It forces it down on Nigerians. This desire to break this shackle of slavery is still in you. And as long as you keep fighting, as long as you keep fighting for economic equalities, not one where somebody who has 20 in JAMB gets admission. You do not have admission. Even after getting 150. Times 10 of that, you still have no admission in the university. That person will come out, gain a job, be employed. You, with your first class, you are driving keke, no job. You are asking people to buy you keke for you to drive. And then the army that we saw on camera the other day about destroying people's keke will come and destroy your keke. Is this what a human being is supposed to go through? They burn down your churches in Lagos. They burn down your businesses in Lagos. The ethnic tension is crazy. Somebody like Peter Obi, his business was burnt down in Lagos. That did not teach him anything. Did it? Did it? It did not teach him anything. How many of our businesses was burnt down in Lagos? Have we been taught anything? Have we been taught anything? Yes, our people are coming back, and that is how it should be. Therefore, I want to remind you that it is time to invest back home. Now we go grow our economy. Now nobody else will. Forget this thing I read about EU and what have you. They will not grow your economy. They will not. You see, when we speak about certain things, you must understand that we are trying to prevent danger before. You don't just allow danger to come, then you start running up and down. You prevent it. We have been asked to bring our businesses back home. Come and invest at home. Come and invest at home. Invest in agriculture. Invest in farming. Invest in food processing. Invest in agriculture. There is IT industry is growing. IT industry is growing. Invest, invest, and invest in your land. Today, the evidence is coming that jihadi fighters, I read this yesterday, from Sahel region crossed into Nigeria through the Benin Republic. Through the Benin Republic. Therefore, at this point, you must know that ESN is there for you. Invest in ESN. Contribute towards the saving of your life, towards the saving of your life. Ndị church ebupụla ego ụnyaahụ, yesterday. And they don't care that one of their brothers' churches was burnt in Lagos. One of their brothers. Do they care? Do they care? Yesterday, Bugele go to Rome. They have taken money to Rome as of yesterday. Do they care? The line is open. You can call in and be part of this conversation. And the number to call is +27 73 809 0689. I repeat, +27 73 809 0689. You know, I am sure there are lots of things I did not speak about concerning this Aloy Jimako issue. So you can contribute towards it. You can contribute towards it. And another thing that we must also pay attention to is the fact that as we are calling for the growth of our area, we must bear in mind that we need electricity 247, 24 hours electricity for us to develop our land. 24 hours power supply for us to develop our land. And this is why EEDC must go. Honestly, they must go. Welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo. Hello, caller. Welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo.
Yeah, good morning, Mazi Mbanali.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Gani Rumazi, Ututoma.
No. Yeah, my name is Chukwimano, and I'm speaking from my location. Thank you once again, as always. I greet my leader, our leader, Mazi NnamdiKanu, the man who set up this platform to expose so many things that he was hidden under the roof of heaven. I greet him once again. Yes, this morning, I want to start from Aloy Jimako. Aloy Jimako, I start to hear about Aloy Jimako. Immediately, our leader was kidnapped from Kenya, 2021. I start to hear that Aloy Jimako is a special counsel to our leader. By then, the case of Kanu Nenianya start to rise up. They cut themselves off from DOS, working very hard to destroy this movement. And the Aloy Jimako is one of them. He started to go to Omahia, say he's fighting for our leader in the court. It's a long story. But the truth is this. Aloyi Ejimakor is the agent of Nigeria government. By his action, you will know them. It's very clear. Anybody that is taken at Kanu and Emmanuel Kanu and Aloyi Ejimakor and Nenianya and their groups, if you are yet not understand what is going on about all these people, you are dreaming. Aloyi Ejimakor is the agent of Nigeria. That is number one. Again, I want to talk about Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa, alias autopilot. Every time I start to think about what is going on, instead of people to call Simon Ekpa his name, so that people will know who you are talking to, in Radio Biafra, people start to call it some names. Criminal in Finland. Who is criminal in Finland? Do you know how many criminals are in Finland? Criminal in Finland. It is only you and some few people who feel to call him criminal understand the person you are talking to. It is just like when you are talking to A, or when you are sending goods without address to where it's going. What is wrong when somebody called Simon Ekpa, alias autopilot? There was a time I come and make this statement on Radio Biafra, and somebody come and challenge me on a platform like that. I was very, very annoyed. How can somebody calling, instead of calling the person the name that people know him, that people calling him in Nigerian radios, they are using Nigeria, and when you want to call him on Radio Biafra, you call him criminal in Finland. Do you know how many millions of criminals in Finland? What is that nonsense? Or they call him buffoon in Finland. What does it mean? I want to know. Why is it a crime to call someone by his name? This movement, the damage someone ever have done on this movement is unbearable. They sit at home, our leader instructed that one of them, something that we're using to move this movement, someone ever destroy it. Destroy it completely. Even the 30th of May, we announced on this radio, someone ever had some days just to make sure he destroy this movement. Why can people not open their eyes to see that Simon Ekpa is one of the worst things that has happened to IGP? Why? The so-called Aloyi Ejimakor, when our leader want to say something, Aloyi Ejimakor will cut him off in the court. Because if you are watching that video very well, you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Let us not allow Aloyi Ejimakor to conclude his plan. Is the worst thing that will happen to us. Ojukwu his time fight very well. Ojukwu uses his father's money to fight for Biafra. Ojukwu go to war from time to time and fight any sector that's very tough. Ojukwu will go to the sector, and if Ojukwu go to that sector, they will push the enemy back by force. And finally, After that, NnamdiKanu came up. Now, the wicked and the evil people are using his brother to destroy this movement. And some people have not seen it. Some people are still thinking that Kanu is doing anything, not knowing that Kanu is a criminal himself, number one criminal. This Kanu is number one criminal by his action. If you watch out what China Sawuru have said time without number about this group I'm telling you now, you will agree with me that these people are working very hard to destroy this movement. Through Nigeria politicians, through the white Europeans, they are working hand to hand. This radio is made for exposure. And that is why some of us are doing everything to come up and say the truth. Because this radio is for truth. Anything you're doing after the truth, you are wasting your time. You talk about church in Lagos. This is just the beginning. If you count how many churches that have born in Nigeria, it's over 1 million. Where is a so-called Christian in Nigeria? They are nowhere to find. What they are waiting is every Sunday, they go and collect their tithes and offerings from the foolish Igbo people who believe in church, who don't believe in their freedom, who are going to heaven instead of this earth that God has created for people to live and enjoy. You don't know where you come from, and you don't know where you are going.
Thank you.
It's only the government. We put this word like other countries of the whole world. You came here, you enjoy here, you die, you go.
Thank you very much.
Where you're coming. It's something you don't know where you're going. And the government will do everything to force you to be a human being, not church. Church is a private business for some criminals in Nigeria. That is what they are doing. So my brother have a lot of things to say.
Yeah.
Let us remove this thing we are doing here by calling someone ever criminal in Finland.
I hear you.
Do you know how many criminals in Finland? I want to ask you.
I hear you.
How many criminals you know in Finland?
I am part of those who call him criminal in Finland. I am part of those who call him criminal in Finland. And I have taken my correction because, we have this mindset that this is a holy platform, therefore we shouldn't call some useless names. And because we also feel that Facebook, we have our media warriors on Facebook who are calling him by his name. Therefore, it is not important to call his name on this radio. But I also understand your point. I understand where you're coming from. That there is nothing actually out of bounds calling his name. Actually, it is even beneficial to call his name for what it is, as a criminal. You can say Simon Ekpa, the criminal in Finland. Or Simon Ekpa, then say whatever you want to say. I do understand that. I do understand. Thank you very much. And I have a caller on the line. I must say that it was the comment of our brother yesterday that led me to this discussion today. This is why I keep saying, come in here with a broad conversation. Whatever that you want to say, come in here. It might encourage the conversation for tomorrow. Mazi, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo. Welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo. Mazi, are you there? Are you hearing me? Hello? Okay, please go ahead, Mazi. Please go ahead.
Morning, sir. My name is Mazi Wampo, the truck pusher. Am I coming out clear?
Loud and clear, loud and clear. I said it was you that encouraged this conversation this morning, and this is why I keep encouraging our people. Bring your opinion here. They will please go ahead.
Yes, yes, thank you very much. I greet all Biafrans by wishing all our IPOB family members well. Today is a bright day to us. The more days, the more blessing. Order, I always said it. When I hear the conversation about the Interpol denying that they don't know about the rendition of our leader, Mazi NnamdiKanu, I was so happy. Bakano Chigo Amozo, the Zoo. The other names with money, all things are possible. I thank our brother, Chuku Emmanuel, Isike. I always hear your voice. Don't be annoyed. I am even pleading on behalf of our family members worldwide that Simon Ekpa mentioning his name in this platform is like when you carry a lizard to a shrine that's supposed to donate cow or goat before it. Or when you carry a pig to go and do donation in the church, the pastor may receive it, but even the church members will not be happy with you. Mentioning that name, remember our years past, he said whenever you are mentioning somebody's name, like he give an example of IPOB, he said when the Nigerian news, CNN, BBC started carrying the news of IPOB, Biafra, know that Biafra has come. For the past years, about 3, 4, 5 years ago, the way the news about Mazi NnamdiKanu, IPOB, Biafra issue are hammering all over was not like that. I can say that this year, 2024, the news has been circulating all around the corner. Whenever our leader goes to court, the whole world will know. Whenever our leader is preparing even to go to the court, the whole world will know. No matter the work of the enemies, they are trying to destroy the issue. But the Chuku Kadama and all, order. And I always remember the music of our brother Mudibe. Also, na gane zoko na adobe. Mana ya manji makarona abane zoko na adobe wera pe idine zoko. Agane zoko na adobe. Wero mbosi ke ga bunde ndobi. IPOB family members bunde nzoko. Ndị oiro, ndị ori na ndị ama, the infiltrators in Finland. Bụ ndị ndobi. Mana ike anaghị agwụ onye na-edozi obodo. NnamdiKanu, our leader, bụ ofu onye na-edozi obodo. And because he started with truth, he will end up with truth and we will get what we want. That is for sure. Anyhow, Mana ide na-akpọ onye afa na this radio, when you are mentioning his name, it seems like you are promoting him. That man don't deserve to mention his name on this platform to me. And I won't even said it. But, so please don't be annoyed or misunderstand anybody. If you can be able to maintain it, let us give him baptismal name that is evil name that will fit him, because our our enemies came to Africa with Bible and they give us baptismal name. Remember when you answer baptism name and somebody come from maybe from abroad or from other state to look for you in your own village, before he will dictate your baptismal name, it will be hard. But immediately he mentioned the name of your forefather, they will lead him to your family. Now, if you're using at the compound, but they will dictate you with the name of your forefather. But with that baptismal name, some people will ask, who is Joseph? Joseph who? You must mention one word, that is the original name that they know you with during the time of our forefathers. So thank you. Let us continue what we are doing. We are not member of blame game, and you know that blame game always brings Igbo man down in whatsoever he's doing. Thank you very much, and keep it up.
Ndewo. Thank you very much, Mazi. You know, we all can see things from different perspectives. We all can see things from, and when this perspective comes in, you listen to it, you're able to also bring out some senses. As he was speaking, I remember on Facebook somebody was describing somebody was describing some food, and he said, "I now and I was asking myself, so this name Anapo Ekperima, it is now Owaha Eji Maria and Osprey Diala. Ewenhonye Poro Ikuroko Ekperima Nanahu that doesn't bring the picture of Simon Ekpa into the mind. So I mean, as in Ukwanaha no na for Ajonjo. So it's always when you bring out your opinion, people can now have a conversation around it and perhaps even improve it, even improve our understanding of it. So no, thank you for your own contribution as well. Ndeo. Caller on the line. Caller on the line. Welcome to Radio Biafra. Caller, welcome. Are you listening to me? Caller, please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion.
Okay, Chukukikabia Madragi Mazi Sochima. Because know the truth. Marezukwa is talking to us. I greet you very well for your response to our elder Mazi Manel. Do you know the response? You have taken correction. You have, that is, every one of us who was remain Biafrans. Here Mazi Manel did nothing but the truth. So I be like, we are in struggle. We are in
Mazi, the truth. I'm new because we are we have a time constraint. You have 4 more minutes. Please go ahead, straight to your point. Ndewo, my brother.
Okay, straight. Thank you very much. I'm heading straight to the point because Mazi Manel is truth. Let us follow the truth. Kai harina be beat about the bush. Then secondly, Bikoni. Jamano ni mea. I my home. Anya hona. Chineke mepuru anya anya. Chineke chiranye. How we get ourselves. Anya miss 3 consecutive opportunities. One of 2014 when Nigeria men expire. The second one when Buhari 2017. The third one election emery. The last year.
I disagree, man.
They no obedient in the
Why
at
do
the
you
end
say
of the
so?
day, election.
Mazi, why do you say so? Why do you wait, Mazi, Abaloso. Mazi, are you hearing me? Wait. Why do you say that we missed an opportunity in 2014? Why do you say? Please explain, because I'm not following. Because 2014, yes, Nigeria expired, but why then do you think that automatically that would have meant the breakup of Nigeria? Please explain how we missed that opportunity, please.
When Nigeria expired in 2014, now everyone would have risen up. That was why Jonathan, remember, Scorny, Yakbo for confab. Or you want lead to that confab, a sort of how Nigeria indirectly telling us how we groom ourselves together. Yeah, in where tables seat. Mere olega here Obama na David Cameron. Step all in. Who that away from Jonathan, because they are fair. They know him as a Biafran, even though whether he knows he's a Biafran or not, whether he knows he's Igbo or not, because the three major ethnic groups Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa, also. So as far as she decide, I'm a Igbo, whatever you like, they know you as Igbo. So they have me as Igbo. That is why Ojo de has a second term. Not and the problem he fought hard, he worked with them without having our mentality, the restoration mentality. That is why we miss out that one. The second one, Buhari, when he died, nobody rose up so that to make sure that a conductor DNA opportunity everything at the end of the day. The election concluded this 2020, the last 2023. We saw it. Only last suspect here. Tinubu last suspect on you article suspect who be then on you last suspect. And who do you know na election na heri the election. Now opportunity at it like make sure that I get for that result. You na put that result. No how to your tent. Obedient according to allow. Article according to allow.
Hello, Mazi. Okay.
What is it? Why am I saying this now? I can't have on the life. Alloy, Rambo, dear, he may be running. Mazi NnamdiKanu, Biafra. So Biko now Kanu we will not allow because maybe run what happened maybe run here. And another thing, whatever we are doing, how restore Biafra international interference. Somalia Gakanyam, Sudan Gakanyam. You might get prevented now. They won't allow foreign infiltrators. All these women will be disabled before I restore Biafra. And he show you alone. Here, guy, that is here the major thing I give me. When they maybe so that when Sanya restore Yellow man, and Alaga walk on Sudan. This show they could share what the problem need like you. And then after that, Britain can sacrifice everything. Remember while they were Cold War during 1967, Britain stooped low and went to Soviet Union, USSR. But they used and negotiate with them. They sacrificed with them. They now came and slaughter us.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you. Your time is up. Are you hearing me? Your time is up.
Yes, my dear.
Go ahead and conclude.
Hello?
Yes, just conclude in 30 seconds.
Okay, I'm concluding now. The president of USSR then was a Ukrainian. Only Ukraine. What the miracle do you not punish her back now? Now, the secret. USSR president then was only Ukraine. Brother Bongo Biafrans, and he will receive his own. God will punish them more. Using Kamata Hammer. So what am I trying to establish? Biafrans, our leadership, whatever we are in the world, God will not punish the world. The world na Hagala to disorder, to crash leadership in the world, whether you know it or not. Can I line to whoever or country or institution or whatever did happen? Can you do for money? Yeah, we can discuss. Can you do for money? Use our might with connection money. Do for money from the zoo, the North country. Britain, you know that immediately.
Okay, let's go to the next caller. Thank you very much, Mazi. I hear what our caller is saying, and I understand him. In as much as there are some issues I feel like we can disagree on, disagree to agree. I mean, that is why we are here. I mean, issues like missing 3 opportunities. I don't think we missed only 3 opportunities. I think we missed a lot of opportunities. I think every day is an opportunity. Any day that Nigerians wake up and say, you know what, enough is enough, Nigeria will divide. Any day. It is not just about one day or 2 days. Any day, Nigeria will divide, you know. So thank you very much, Mazi, for your contribution. At least you brought our attention to events happening and our responsibility to be awake to such events. And I really, really appreciate it. I have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion in 5 minutes. Oh, the call dropped. Okay, let me go to the next caller. Caller, you're welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion in 5 minutes.
Mazi Sochima Mbanali, one of our professors. My name remains Mazi Sochima. I'm calling from blessed land of Biafra. Biafra is our religion. On this hallowed platform is where we worship the God of our land, the God of our ancestors. Is our chi. Mazi NnamdiKanu, one of Biafra land, is our reader. Today is 24th of June 2024. Today is Ahia Oreo in Biafra land. As I mentioned earlier, you know where I'm calling from. Great Biafrans. Let me go to the topic of the day. When you talk about NnamdiKanu and those who are trying to subject him to agree in their own ideology, in their own evil. You see, I want to tell Biafrans who are living in abroad, especially London. If you are living in the London and you are not a criminal like Omali Diko and the other evil politicians in our land, if you have the citizenship of Britain, know that you are on your own. Why NnamdiKanu is still in the prison today? Because he's not a criminal. He did not steal all their people's money and go and dump in the Britain. That is why they are rejected him, because they are wanted anybody who are living in the British, who are citizens there, to be a criminal in Nigeria, to be an evil politician who are steering everything back to them. That is why any Fulani man, have you seen any Fulani man arrested in outside the country? None. No. Unless all these are the one that Arab people arrested, call them terrorists. But since they arrested all those people, mentioned there, they did not send it to zoological. Britain told them to not announce any name. You see, what we are into is what we are into. Many people are envy and jealousy against Igbo people. Why? Because God blessed us, and we that God blessed did not know. When we talk about the problem that we are facing on this planet Earth, people are forcing us to force ourselves into a slavery. That is why we can sell our land, our essential land, and travel abroad and go and be a slave there, while everything is here. That's why I said, if you are telling me to go abroad, to do what? The most criminal we have in our land, the most, is those who studying in abroad. All of them. There's no anybody who studying abroad came back here. Only Mazi NnamdiKanu came back here and do something good. No, only came back and steal and run back again to where he came from. So there is no need. What we are telling our people is the truth. The truth. For those who send their, I always say some people I always interview about them. He said there is no way, as far as Nigeria is like this, Everything concerning Nigeria is evil. That is why everybody was supporting. Let them kill Igbo people. And we are too stubborn. We don't want to align with the evil they are doing. And you're thinking that when you align with them, that God who created us, our ancestors will be happy with you. No, we are special people. Everybody should know that. It's not about to go and be a criminal, starting doing things. You go to Lagos, you build a hotel, you come back to Owerri, you kill people, you take it to Lagos and sell the part that make you a rich. No. You must face the consequences. Time shall come when you know that you committed evil in our land. So great Biafran, while we are approaching people, telling our people that all those people that supporting, telling you that God, your destiny is in abroad, is a lie. It's a totally bunkon. There is no way. Even in your land, forget about that. Nigeria make us look like we are not strong. We cannot rule them. Nigeria make, and that is the British destiny to them. British formed this thing, telling them about us. British know us more than we know ourselves. That is why they are telling Fulanis, don't allow these people to enter here. Any time they enter here, you are finished. And they know that only Igbo people can fix Nigeria. But the Fulani, foolish people who don't understand the idea of British, what they are trying to do is to suppress. That is why they have created all the terrorists, seven different terrorist groups in the north. Only North alone. Only North. And they are pushing them here, and they are using religion and journalists to cover them up. Why? If IPOB stand up and say enough is enough, we cannot allow it to happen. That will tell you, go and bring the nonsense people to come and light rubbish. That is why Nigerian military don't know their work. What they are taking now, all the Nigerian military are thinking IPOB, ESN, IPOB, ESN. They're not taking any other thing again. And these people call themselves medias. Don't ask questions. Don't ask them questions because everybody is afraid. Everybody is afraid who want to die. But IPOB took it on themselves. Look at our leader, where it is today. And he's still, his own brother is still fighting to make sure that he suppressed him to start negotiating something he rejected over 14 years ago. Somebody came back now telling himself a special counsel. Counsel of who? Counsel of what? Do you see somebody who studied in America come back to zoo? To do what? To be a criminal, to sell land, to be agent of demons, collecting money, trying to subject people. We are IPOB and we know where we stand. Freedom. We are not Nigeria. The area is better than know this. If they are like, let them subject our leader. But I don't want our leader to be a victim. Because what happened to our ancestors, Ojukwu, because some group of people using church, using religion, go and meet Ojukwu. Ojukwu denies and without consulting people that work with it. This is what they wanted to do, but we said no. Now, I know if you are a church or pastor or reverend father or bishop. This one now, everybody now not a Biafra land. So let them know it. We are not shifting ground. We are not Nigeria, and we have no anything to negotiate with Nigeria. We are seeking for referendum, conduct a referendum. Mazi NnamdiKanu starting from 2012, talking about conduct referendum. Let everybody decide. It's not about to lie. Know the reality and face it. Know the fact and face the reality. That is why we are. Great Biafrans, all of us, we prefer peace. But if troubles must come, let it come in our time so that our children can live in peace. That is why we are here. Nobody can shift our ground here. We are here. Great man, stay with our leadership. Support ESN, train yourself hard. Remove fear from your eyes and do the needful. We must go. Nigeria is expired years ago. Look at the info that it Their late President Buhari died on 2017. Who covered it up? British people, evil people that don't want us to be free. We are going to force ourselves with a strong hand. That hand they are holding us. We are going to use the same hand and separate ourselves. And if you want to be free from the demon that holding you, you must prepare more than the demon. We are we are not going anywhere until we be free.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you very much. Yeah. Let's go to, okay, let me see if I can. Let me do this. Sorry, I will come back to you. Let me do this. I wanted to bring. Okay, sorry. Let me bring this. Caller, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion in 5 minutes. Ndewo.
Good morning to you, Mazi Sochima. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
morning. Please go ahead.
Beloved brothers and sisters, may the blessing of Chukwu Kitabiam, our God, continue to be with every one of us. My name is Sugo, and I'm calling from the blessed land of Biafra. Mazi, see, all the things we are saying, we miss a lot of opportunities when it comes to missing opportunities. But the question is, what is the cause? Who caused it? We don't want to continue to go that way because it seems as if we are behaving like the Zoological Republic people who use a blame game to commit atrocity against the citizens. But what we want to continue to tell the zoo is that our leader Mazi NnamdiKanu, they don't have any case with him. They go against their own law when it comes to NnamdiKanu. You want to tell me that there is no other people who are supposed to be persecuted because they are not even doing anything than persecuting our leader this time around? There are so many people who are supposed to be in detention in the zoo called Nigeria. But if you do investigation, you see that many of them have left. They are no longer there. But our leader, they continue our leader, they continue to persecute our leader. They go against international law by bringing him for the last one all the way from Kenya. They commit against the law of the world. It is clear that we are not loved. We are hated from the zoo, even all over the whole world. And I think it is time for us to hold hands together to love ourselves. Not even to, when we see blame, we jump that blame. Only the problem we are having that we're supposed to make sure that anyone that we found doing this, we will use him or her as an example, is the problem of saboteur in our midst. Not even outside us. We're supposed to call that one duty and make sure that we work on it. Because many of our brothers who are today in detention, I want to boldly tell you that if they didn't sabotage their effort, if our own brothers did not point their house or give information to the enemies, they wouldn't have been arrested. This is the simple truth. So I can boldly tell you that the only blame that we're supposed to bring in our midst and make sure that anyone that found on it, he face a very serious penalty, is sabotage, because that is the foundation of our problem. But we are moving forward. Chukwu Kikabiama remains our strength. Nobody, no one can destroy IPOB. The reason is because IPOB is more bigger than all these people that we all are mentioning. Some of them, they want to make money. There are so many people who came to the struggle just to make money. But once they see that this road is not clear to make money, you see them deviating, doing the vile work. But we are telling all of them that whatever you do today definitely will return back to you tomorrow. If you are doing a very great work, it will be counted on your name. But if you are doing evil work, it will also count. And the bad side of it is that, so if you like to do good one, if you like to do bad one, It is going to return back to you. Let the zoo release our leader Mazi NnamdiKanu because they don't have any case with NnamdiKanu. They are going against law when it comes to issue of Biafra NnamdiKanu. That is the simple truth. Mazi, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, Biafra is bigger than all of us. Biafra is bigger than all of us. All of us. I'm telling you, all of us. Hence, I said in the beginning that you can even start a project building a house and your child will come and make it a skyscraper and just reinforce the foundation and then make it a skyscraper. Honestly, Biafra is bigger than all of us. Welcome to Radio Biafra, Mazi. Welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo.
Ndewo, my brother Mbanali. Ndewo, Biafrans. Ndewo, Mazi NnamdiKanu. Ndewo, Eastern Security Network. Ndewo to all of us of freedom. I remain Ugochukwu Chukwuemeka Wajago. I'm coming from United Kingdom, the land of the devil. I just want to greet the great Biafrans, the IPOB, the one and only IPOB, and our leader, Hamadike. I want to tell him to stay strong, keep on staying strong, because in as much as he's strong, we also are going to be stronger, and even stronger. And the zoo must fall. It's a must. The zoo must fall with their creator, their mother, and their father, which is Britain. I don't want to go into the issue of Allah Jumako. The leadership have made a stand, and that is where we stand. But he must be very careful with us. Jumako must be extremely very, very careful with IPOB and the way he's truncating here and there, trying to mess up all what we have done right. He must know that we are not going to forgive him if he lead our leader into a wrong path, but we will not allow him to do that. My dear brother and sisters, there is one thing I want us to look into. I've asked many Nigerians, Niger area citizens here in this United Kingdom, who don't know that their problem is United Kingdom government and their policy. They are like snail that want to quench fire, thinking that is but not knowing that he's dying. He was thinking that the water coming out of his body is going to quench fire, but not knowing that the water is what he's going to use to roast himself. You see, when we talk about being in diaspora, and many of us don't know that it is Britain and their allies are what made us to be where we are. The reason why I'm saying this is because when you ask somebody, why did you come to stay here? What made you to come here? They say, oh, I'm here to, it's not Britain that is the problem, it is our people. I say, yeah, our people are the part of the problem, but the main problem is Britain. So I ask them, when you are coming to United Kingdom, or when you went to ask for visa, did you went there and told them that I'm going to United Kingdom to improve the economy? And he said, they keep on going around because they know where I'm going. And none of them go straight to the point. I will make it on to the extent that he will not have any other reason to start going around, but to accept that, yes, he did not come here to improve the economy. In as much as we did not come here to improve the economy but to look for work, it is the same way this country called Britain and their brothers called United Kingdom members came to our land, not improve our life, came to our land to create a monster called Nigeria, not improve our life, not for our own good, but for their own good. So nobody will create a country for you to be enjoying that country they created. They created Nigeria for their own need, for their own aggrandizement, according to our leader, say to their own aggrandizement. They created Nigeria just to make sure that Nigeria become a cash cow. A cash cow, at any time you hit the cash, the cow on the body, cash will fill everywhere. That's why they're taking our doctors, they take our engineers, they take our even taxi drivers, they take cleaners, they take construction workers, they take everything from every area. Then they chase many of us out, send their terrorist Fulani, herdsmen and their leaders into our land to start killing our people so that we keep on running out and running out. This is the reason why Nigeria was created. So for the fact none of us in diaspora went out to come in there with I'm going to improve the economy, in the same way Britain came to our land, they didn't come to improve our economy, but to kill us. They are not hiding it. Their hatred to Biafra, it is stinking. That Harold Wilson said that 500,000 deaths of Biafran children will not make them to change their policy against Biafra. So which means they have a policy to make sure that we did not grow, to make sure that our growth can never even go above our foot, talk less of selling. We don't talk of sky. So if a president of a country or prime minister of a country can say such a thing, and our people hear it, and they did nothing, thinking that these people will ever love us, they will never ever love us. If you're thinking that Nigeria will love Igbo man, allow him to be anywhere, then they're mistaken, because the second name of Nigeria is Britain. I'm actually telling British people that Nigeria is a contraption, and they know what contraption means. And Nigeria, when we talk about Nigeria, we're talking about Britain, because it is Britain that is still ruling Nigeria. That's disgusting flag they give to them, the worst flag on earth. It's just a deceit, a very big deceit to the whole world. Oh, they have a flag, they have this. Come and see how they're messing Nigerians up here. Come and see how they mess them up. So anybody who don't know that Nigeria was created for Britain, not for us, should think twice and join the struggle to free Biafra, free himself, free his family, free his children, free everything about himself from Nigeria. And Biafra must be restored. NnamdiKanu must be freed. And it is what we do. We make NnamdiKanu to be free, not by talking. If you are sitting by the side saying, NnamdiKanu will be free, I'm fighting online. You are fighting online. Is it they're going to court? Is it online? You have to be physical. Go to meeting. Join hand to raise funds. Join hand to support Eastern Security Network. Join hand to support the leadership. Join hand to make sure that Biafra comes in our time. This is a task before all of us, that Nigeria must die and Biafra must be restored. I will stop here and watch Chineke. Almost say Biafra, and we are moving. Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hell,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you this morning, as always. Thank you, and thank you. Yeah. This is where we bring this program to an end. We are way out of time. The truth is that this struggle for Biafra has left an indelible mark in history, not just on us, but in history. And the fact is that this mark is a demonstration of the power that we have, the power that we have as a collective, the power that we have through our collective actions. Like the last caller said, what actions are you putting in place? The power that we have, talking about our resilience, you know. So, despite the setbacks, despite the challenges that we face continually, we must be honest about it, honest about the situation we found ourselves, honest about what it needs for us to get out of it and take actions. Very, very honest about it. And this is the foundation upon which this struggle is built. This is the foundation upon this. So when you go out today, go out with the understanding that you have learnt a lot. It has shaped you so much. And do not think that we must solve all these problems before Biafra come. No. Even if you solve these problems, there will still be problems to solve when Biafra comes. You understand? There will still be problems to solve when Biafra comes. This is not a fight that ends just today. Building of Biafra, this is part of building of Biafra. What you are doing today, this is part and parcel of building Biafra. The contribution you're making to ESN is part and parcel of building Biafra. The agricultural investments we keep asking for you to get involved in, it is part and parcel of building Biafra. So the building will not end when the declaration has been made. It is a continuous effort. It is a continuous effort. Our dedication is not just for today, even for tomorrow. And this is a habit that we will inculcate into our children. Let them not be afraid to stand up and fight. Let them not be afraid to stand up and work for the betterment of their country. And this is where we leave it. Thank you all very much. Biafra is our religion. Biafra is our nation, our own nation, not the one that foreigners are building or built for us. No, our own nation. Thank you and do have a wonderful, wonderful day. Ndewo no Chineke.